So another topic that comes up a lot is telling the difference between necessary assumption questions and sufficient assumption questions. So I thought I would end off this session by talking just a little bit about the difference, because people are always saying to me, I have trouble with assumption questions, or I have trouble telling the difference between them. And the key, again, is the verb or phrase in the question stem, not simply the word assumption. Necessary assumption questions have words and phrases synonymous with necessity, the most common being depends upon, requires, and assumes. Sufficient assumption questions have words and phrases synonymous with sufficiency, like allows, enables, follows logically if assumed, and properly inferred if assumed. The key word here being if in those phrases. The key word being if is your sufficient indicator, or your synonym for sufficiency. So focus on that to tell the difference. They're asking for completely different things. Everything we've been doing here with regard to diagramming for sufficient assumptions, I would not do for necessary assumption questions. Sufficient assumption questions open the door to new information. Which one of the following, if true, guarantees the argument 100%, leaving no ambiguity? Necessary assumption questions, on the other hand, are simply asking for what needs to be the case if you take the argument as given. So I think of necessary assumption questions as being a very specific kind of must be true question. And so again, just illustrating the difference here, necessary assumption questions, I think of them more as informal logic, and you're looking for something that must be true for the argument to work, but that necessary assumption does not have to be enough to guarantee the argument all the way. Alternatively, sufficient assumption questions are opening the door to new information that may not need to be true for the argument to work, but if it is true, the conclusion is guaranteed 100%. Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them, and feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.